A recession.
Recession.
There will be people losing their jobs.
Doom and gloom.
Recession.
Rate hikes.
To raise interest rates for the fourth time this year.
Sixth interest rate hike this year.
All right, don't panic.
I'm not panicking. You're panicking. Okay, I might be panicking a little. So prices are exploding, layoffs are happening, and the stock market is imploding. And she wants us to not panic. Things are a little rough right now, guys. And all signs point toward it getting worse before it gets any better. So what can us normal people do to survive this mess? I'm sure you've all heard the saying, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is right now. So grab your tree, not your tree, grab your shovel, and let's look at how we can plant our recession tree today. When you boil it all down, surviving a recession comes down to one thing, and that is simply having enough cash to weather the storm. It's really no different than any other financial emergency that might pop up. So as boring and cliche as this might sound, first and foremost, build an emergency fund. The ultimate goal of an emergency fund is to have enough cash to cover all of your expenses for 6 months without any income. If you don't already have an emergency fund set aside, it really will take quite some time to save up that amount of cash. With the threat of a recession already on top of us, and the fact that it's unlikely that you can just snap your fingers and make 6 months worth of living expenses appear in front of you, what can you do starting right now? I'm glad you asked. Cut all non-necessity spending. Hold on to every single penny that you can get your hands on. That also means reviewing all of your monthly expenses, and anything that you can live without needs to be paused or canceled immediately. And once you have a fully funded emergency fund, put it somewhere, leave it alone, forget that you have it. It's there for an emergency only. And that way, it'll be there when this mess happens again, and I promise you, it will happen again. So, for the record, it's not lost on me that a recession is caused by people spending less money, and here I am encouraging all of you to spend less money. It is what it is. Number 2, income diversification, also known as multiple income streams. Having only one source of income is a really risky position to be in, even in a strong economy. And yet most of us are in that very boat with our jobs. If your job is your only source of income and you lose it, you're in some serious trouble, especially if you don't have an emergency fund. Build your emergency fund. Okay, first things first, make yourself irreplaceable at your job. Remember, the weakest link gets cut first when the layoffs come. This is definitely not the time to slack on your job. Or what's that other term that people have been using, quiet quitting? Do not quiet quit. You will get forced to quit. A lot of us will lose our jobs in a recession. Make yourself important at your company and prove to them that there is a reason that you should be there. Just to be safe though, even if you are the best worker in the building, take some time and get your resume and your LinkedIn profile updated. Also, pay attention and be aware. If you begin to suspect that your job is in danger, do not hesitate. Start exploring other opportunities immediately. And once you've done all that you can do to secure your current position at your job, you need to begin working on creating additional sources of income. And because you're working a full-time job, finding the most passive ideas or the most passive ways to earn that extra income would be best. But usually, the more passive it is, the more upfront cash it takes to get it off the ground. And right now, we're not looking to spend any cash. Now, residential rental properties has been my side hustle, and it's really been great for my family. But in today's high interest environment, I'm really on the fence about the viability of financing rental properties. Not saying I wouldn't do it, but it would have to be a really, really good deal for me to consider it. However, housing prices are beginning to drop, like substantially. So if you do have some extra cash laying around, but not your emergency fund, there are going to be some great deals on the market pretty soon. Now, if you're not in the position to do real estate right now, additional income could take the form of a part-time job, selling or flipping things on Facebook Marketplace, making and selling things at a farmer's market, labor or handyman services for local residents and businesses. There really are a ton of ways to create additional income on top of your full-time job. In fact, I've even got a couple of videos on the topic, but don't stop with me. There are videos all over the place. There are a ton of people talking about it. Just go watch those videos and find a couple ideas that work good for you and just get after it. The only real advice that I would offer here, don't risk too much cash to create another income source. Because remember, right now, we need as much cash as possible set aside. Number 3, protect the investments that you currently have. If you have any retirement or investment products, call and schedule an appointment with your advisor today. Make sure they are buttoned down, tied down, and ready to weather the storm. Because stock prices will fall and your investments, they will take a hit. But just remember, you technically have not lost money until you sell below where you bought. And after all this, most companies and their stock price will recover. But your investment advisor really should be able to help you diversify and protect your investments as best as possible through this. And number 4, rally the team. If you have a family, you should be an open book with them. This is a family affair. You're all involved. Saving for an emergency fund might require a significant lifestyle adjustment. And taking on a part-time job or a side hustle, that's going to eat into family time. So everyone needs to be on the same page and understand why these decisions are being made. And not only is it imperative for you and your spouse or your significant other to be on the same page, but I personally believe that it's equally as important to bring your kids in as well. My family typically gets takeout pizza every Friday afternoon. And if I cut that out without explaining to everyone why, there would be one heck of a revolt in my household. But on the flip side, if I explain to my kids why we need to cut out that pizza, I am fully confident that they would be just as happy picking out another Friday night tradition that costs less money. Y'all, money is not real complicated. It's just not. I've actually heard it said before that you can fit everything you need to know about money on a small index card. And I can pretty much agree with that. Now, sure, the more money you make, the more complicated it is to manage it. But really, a healthy financial life, it really comes down to spend less than you make and invest the difference wisely. All of these financial videos on YouTube that you're watching can really be distilled down to that one little sentence. Earn more than you spend, invest the difference wisely. That's it. It's really that simple. Also, don't panic. Like, for real, don't panic. A recession is a normal part of the economic cycle. This is not the first one, and it will certainly not be the last one. Nonetheless, I know it's scary. We're all feeling the effects of it already. Prices are climbing, jobs are being cut all around us, but panicking, it won't solve anything. Instead, focus on working as diligently as you can to prepare for this one that's here, and then make yourself a promise to be 100% ready for the next one. A recession to us normal people really should feel more like a speed bump than a brick wall. And not to mention, if you are prepared when a recession hits, you'll be in a position to take advantage of it and thrive, because there are a ton of opportunities that present themselves during a recession. Stock prices plummet, so it's a great time to buy in because basically everything's on the discount rack. Real estate prices drop, so if you have cash or if interest rates are in good shape, you can buy property. When they say buy low and sell high, a recession is a great time to buy low. But you have to have your personal finances buttoned down so you can take advantage of these opportunities. Y'all, money is a stressful topic, even when times are good. So I know that some of you are in a pretty bad place right now. I know you're scared. I know you're worried, but I want you to keep something in mind. No matter how bad your financial world gets, there is so much more to life than money. You still have friends, you still have family that love you. And no matter how bad it gets, with a little bit of diligence, financial stuff can be fixed. Hang in there. Better times are coming. But in the meantime, get to work preparing yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.